Hello homebrewers and welcome to my channel. So in a previous video I made a beer from a kit. Now it was a Wilkinson's Mexican Cerveza, which in essence it's a very cheap kit. It is lemony and citrusy and very mild and refreshing, but at the same time I followed the instructions, which is something I don't do. So I'm going to show you how I make a beer kit that's actually quite tasty and actually quite cheap. So what I'm going to be doing today to improve my beer kit isn't a new concept. In fact, a lot of beer kit producers produce their own premium kits. But they're kind of expensive. They can range from anywhere from 30 to 50 pounds plus. And that's great. But I'm stealing their idea and I'm going to be doing the homebrew wild and cheap version, which is getting two cheapy kits that taste alright and putting them together. Now you are going to get more flavour, more body. They already contain the hops, they already have the barley, they have everything. So these two kits, if you just wanted to make it without adding any sugar to it, you'll end up with a beer of about 3.6%, which is, you know, that's perfectly acceptable, but I'm an alcoholic, so I'm going to be adding a kilo of sugar, just like the instructions say, to make this about 5%. I like stuff about 5%. It makes sense. It means I can drink 2 beers instead of drinking 3 or 4. It's just by personal preference. You don't have to do it. So we're going to get set up and we're going to start making this. To start off with, we need to heat our cans. Now I've just got a couple of bowls and I'm going to heat my cans up. But just remember, take the lid off. We don't need the lids now. We've got 2 packets of yeast and we're only going to need 1, which is handy because this stuff is ale yeast, not lager yeast, so technically we're making a light ale. We don't need the destructions, and the same with here. So there we go, just pop them in. I've boiled my kettle, oh yes, and I'm adding in some boiling water. Just like so. And I'm going to leave this for around 10 minutes. I may turn this can upside down halfway through, but this gives us enough time to go ahead and sterilize our fermenter. Now, our fermenter for this particular one, just put these here, the one I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using my lovely 25-litre fermenter, which I'm going to go ahead and sterilize. Now I'm going to have to rinse this off in the shower, but at the same time, needs must. Now I'm going to be using my solution of bleach and washing up liquid to sterilize the inside. The outside doesn't really matter, it's just to make it look pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and sterilize this puppy, and I'll see you in about 10 minutes. So I've just finished sterilizing my bucket. I've sealed on the lid to keep it as sterile as possible, and now it's time to add our beer kits. Now because we're going to start off by adding hot stuff, oh yeah, to make sure the liquid malt mixes in and these are nice and warm, I'm going to be adding in my kilo of sugar. Now you don't have to do it like I said, but I want my stuff around 5%, because I'm an alcoholic. No, not really. Not anymore anyway. So, doesn't smell bleachy. So in goes my 1 cheeky kilo, just like the kit says. There we go. Got it in my bin. Now I'm going to be adding in my malts. So here we go. I did turn it over halfway through. So let's go for it. Oh, I love the smell of malt extract. There we go. A little bit for me. And in she goes. Look at that. Looking lovely. Now we are going to be adding hot water to this, so just get as much out as you can. There we go, a little bit for me. I love my extract. So, preparing from my mistake, just take that bit off. And that's add in the other can. That is a lot of malt. So I'm just going to heat up some water in my kettle so I can rinse these out. Doesn't have to be boiling water, but because I've added in the sugar now, I want to make sure it's all soluble. So I've gone ahead and I added hot water from the tap into my cans, give them a good stir. As you will see on the screen, stirry stirry. So now what I'm going to do is add it to my liquid base along with, put that there, along with about 1.5 litres of boiling water. That's so I can mix in all my sugar and make sure it's soluble. I've also got my wooden spoon, which I scorched using boiling water. So just add in this. Pretty clear. Add in this one. Malty. Want to extract as much flavour as you can. And then my boiling water. Now I'm going to beat the hell out of it until all my sugar is mixed in. I'll see you when I've done that. So, my sugar has all been mixed in, but it's nice and hot. And we don't want it hot right now, so I'm going to take my kettle, which has already been sterilised because we boiled water in it, and I'm going to top it up to the 23 litre mark. So this will take a few sittings, so I'll see you once I've done that. So we're done. We've topped it up with cold water to the 23 litre mark. Very, very slightly over. Oh well, never mind. Now we've got to mix this up to make sure all the sugars are mixed in evenly. So I'm going to do that. Look at that, frothy. Looking good. Just make sure this is all looking nice. Oh, it tastes good. So, funny enough, I hadn't done the right hydrometer. This is a spirit one, and we have a potential alcohol here. It says of 1.055, which is pretty respectable. So to swap here to my rough thing, it says it has a potential alcohol of about 8.5, but we know it's not going to ferment to dryness. So it's tasty. So now I'm going to grab my 1 packet of yeast, like so, and I'm just going to dump it on the top. Lovely, lovely. Put my lid on. Just leave a little bit open so it doesn't pop off, and that's us done. So over the next sort of 10 to 12 days, this is going to ferment away. Lovely, full-bodied, flavoured sort of lager beer. It is going to be awesome. So I really hope you join me for part 2. Of course, don't forget to comment, rate, like, subscribe, and of course share. View my other videos. And I will take you by the hand and guide you. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care.